Hello and welcome to another battle, this time on the UE57, the Tier 3 tank destroyer, French tank destroyer. What I want to show here is actually the benefit of platooning, and especially the benefit of platooning with an identical tank. We're on the Abbey map, which doesn't lend itself to a lot of sniping, but you can do some, and in this case we're actually going to do quite a bit, the two of us. Now what I want to stress in this case, and before I move on, is that normally I would say don't share the same position with another tank. But in this case I think we should make an exception. Why? First of all, because the UE57 is a very, very small tank, so you can share the same position with an identical one because you basically are taking up very little space, so there's very little risk of you interfering with each other shooting. Secondly, because they are both they're identical, so they have the same camouflage ratio and the same gun, they basically act as a double tank, or at least a tank with double the characteristics. So together we are going to do a lot of so-called focus firing, that is firing on the same target simultaneously, and therefore doubling the effectiveness of the tank. The first thing we do obviously is keep an eye on this approach, which is the approach that you see here, there, when often a lot of enemy tanks appear. And as you can see, they do, and obviously making very sure that we don't hit any of our allies. Eventually the enemies start to pop up and we can start to take shots at them. That was unlucky. Right, maybe the third one will hit. No, come on, come on. That's it. One more. Oh, right, okay. The UE57 has actually got a very good gun, 110mm average penetration with standard ammunition, so that's really good. And in this case we're actually bottom tier, we're fighting against tier 4s, but it doesn't matter because the gun is quite powerful. Right, a bit more sniping here, but the enemies don't seem to make much progress, and we've got that allied Hetzer in the way, so there's not much sniping that we can do here. What though is interesting is that on that side, as you can see, there is a concentration of enemy tanks and they're all charging, and therefore me and my platoon mate are basically keeping an eye on them, waiting to see if anything happens, and it does. We're actually losing this battle, so that's not very good, but we haven't really kicked in yet, me and my platoon mate, and we do now. There you go. An M3 Lee comes up, so we both start to fire. As you can see, there you go. Look at that, double firing. Got him. So that's one less, and that Matilda is a problem. My platoon mate has to kind of hide a bit, so I deal with the other one. I deal with this enemy tank. I'm not being spotted evidently, and we can just pound on him. He's gone. Okay, right, so now the score looks a lot better. We've got a bit more sniping here. Yeah, we're working well. Two of us, 3 kills. It's not an awful lot, but it means that we now have a good superiority on the battlefield, and our team is actually quite good because there's the light tank there lighting up the enemies at the base, so our lead is increasing until basically we have won. We didn't do an awful lot. I mean, we only killed 3, but what we did is that we completely stopped that charge by the enemy along that line. We also got rid of some of the worst tanks, in particular the Matilda, and we now decide to go and charge. But to be very honest, there's not really much else to add to this game. The UE57 is a great tank and is a brilliant tank to platoon with. Two of the same, stick together, and you can be absolutely deadly, even when facing upper tiers, thanks to the very good gun. Thank you very much for watching.